What's up, everyone? Welcome back to United Obsession. Guys, it is good to be back with you. I am Daniel Lawrence, and this is your pre-match analysis of Man United versus Newcastle. Guys, before we start today's show, I want to say, first of all, happy, Merry Christmas to absolutely everyone who is a Man United supporter, absolutely everyone who follows me, everyone who shows an interest in my channel. I love you. Merry Christmas, and I hope you are having a good time at this moment. Guys, let's dive straight in. So, I've been thinking quite deeply about tomorrow's game at Old Trafford, because tomorrow's game is actually going to be quite complex, and I'll tell you why. So, Newcastle have just recently drawn 2-2 with Chelsea, and I was looking at the stats, and they're actually very, very impressive. They had pretty much just as much domination as Chelsea. They had a higher pass percentage, and they had more shots on goal. So Newcastle will definitely be up for tomorrow's game. Now, over the last 5 games at Old Trafford, Man United has drawn twice, we've lost twice, and we've had 1 draw with Newcastle over the last 5 games. So tomorrow's game is not going to be any walk in the park. And I think Man United and everyone knows that. So let's just look at where we are in the table at the moment. So Man United are currently, as of this moment, 7th. So we have a very good opportunity tomorrow to climb the table, as we badly need to do so. So, surprisingly, Man United are actually the bookies' favourite to win tomorrow's game, considering the amount of injuries that we currently have. Because I was just checking before, about a couple of hours ago, we actually have 7 players injured for tomorrow's game. Tomorrow's game is going to be one that we haven't seen United go through. And the reason why is because we won't have really any spare players for tomorrow's game. The only spare players that we will have for tomorrow's game are really very, very unexperienced players. And I don't want to put them down, but they're just not United quality. They're not world class. So tomorrow, the only player that really could be using tomorrow is Xerxes. So I'm quite sort of thoughtful as to how tomorrow's game is going to play out. There won't be many substitutions by Man United, definitely not. So let's just see how this probably could play out. So we'll probably have Lamens, of course, in goal. We'll have that back classic 3, Shaw, Haven and Euro. On the left, you'll have Dorgo as standard for the moment. You'll have Martinez, who will step in for injured Bruno. And with the Bruno situation, I was just checking on the injury update list, and apparently he could be out for 2 weeks. Apparently, it's not sure. However, the date I saw was roughly about 2 weeks. So that's when you could expect him to get back into the first team. It could be a little bit before that. Don't take my word, obviously, but that is the estimated time that Man United have given to the media. Casemiro will be back in action off his suspension for all the yellow cards he's been receiving in the last couple of games. So he will be back in action in full swing. And I expect him to show tomorrow what he can do, because he's been out now and he's been quite quiet over the last couple of games. But I want to see him get back to his very best, because in the up-and-coming season, we need to know if he is going to get a new contract or we're going to sell him on. It could be 50-50, to be honest with you, because at the moment, we don't have many good midfielders. Hence the reason we're looking elsewhere to strengthen our squad. And on the right-hand side, of course, you'll see Alot. On the left, you'll see Cunha. On the right, you'll see Mount. And up front, you'll see Sesko. So it's quite a predictive lineup. Look, we have all the players we need to win tomorrow's game. The bookies are favouriting Man United to win. If we do get a win, it will be a big, big boost mentally going in for the up-and-coming year. We do not want to go into the new year with a draw or a loss. That's what I definitely don't want. Now, if we look at let's just look at the quick lineup we had from our last game. So there's not much changes you're going to see in our last game. You've got Fernandez that won't be playing. You've got Ugarte that he won't be playing. You've got you've got Jack Fletcher and Lacey, who could probably be coming on in the second half if Amorim thinks it's necessary. However, I'm going to be honest, I can't see a lot of talent in both of them. But I'm optimistic. Look, I don't want to write them off just yet. But I would like to see a little bit more from Lacey, because he looks quite interesting. He came on, played a few minutes. He was quite shy, but I'm pretty sure he must have more substance. So I will be keeping a firm eye on Lacey to see what he can actually do, and if he's worth bringing into the first team. Because everyone knows that Amorim is under pressure to draft in academy players into the first team. But I look at the situation slightly different. Look, at the end of the day, this is Man United. We need world-class players. We don't just want standard players, because you can get normal players everywhere. No, we want the best players that we can get our hands on. And is Lacey and Fletcher the best players that we can get our hands on? Time will tell. There's a big question mark going over their heads. But in general, I think Manchester United tomorrow have an opportunity to surprise everyone as to what our current situation is looking like. Because people are really confused after that last game. Everyone was saying we were the better team, but we lost. We lost. I need Sesko now to step up. If Sesko does not score tomorrow, people are going to be onto him. And what I mean is the fans and the club are going to hold him accountable if he does not start scoring. And he knows this. He is at the moment walking a tightrope. So Sesko right now is under a lot of pressure to perform, to score. And I'm really, really optimistic about Mason Mount. He's been absolutely outstanding over the last couple of games. I have really high hopes for Mount. And Cunha, look, I was a bit let down on the last game with Cunha. Not for the first goal, obviously. The first goal was a really nice goal. Nothing spectacular, but it was a nice goal. However, we had the opportunity to draw the last game if Cunha would have got that header in. So overall, I think Man United do have they have the skill, the ability, everything they need to win tomorrow's game. It's now up to them. I want to see Haven, Euro and Shaw strong from the very get-go. I don't want to see any slow starters. I want to see absolutely everyone focused, sharp, good passing, pass the ball accordingly, and let's create opportunities for our strikers, because this is what Man United are lacking. The ability to pass the ball effectively to our strikers so they can score. If we can't pass the ball to our strikers, we can't blame them. Look, at the end of the day, you can't blame the strikers if no one gives them the ball. So, guys, let me know what you think about this situation. Do you think Man United will win tomorrow, or do you think we will draw or lose? Let me know your prediction down on the score. And as always, guys, stay safe, subscribe. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. I love you a lot, and I will see you tomorrow.